treatment of ARDS. The ARDS patients treatment include the following main principles. That is, first, recognition and treatment of the cause, of the underlying cause of ARDS. Then next, minimization of unnecessary procedures and the other complications. Then third, bundle care approaches for the ICU patients, that is prophylaxis of venous thromboembolism, prophylaxis of GI bleeding, prophylaxis of aspiration, and measures taking to prevent the excessive sedation and prolonged mechanical ventilation, and avoid the risk of central venous catheter infections and all. Then next, identification and prevention of and the treatment of nosocomial infections associated, and appropriate nutritions via enteral route when feasible. Then in mechanical ventilation, even though it has a life-saving potential, mechanical ventilation can aggravate lung injury. And ventilator-induced lung injury can arise from at least two principal mechanisms like volutrauma and atelectasis. So in mechanical ventilation, we have to be careful about the volutrauma and atelectasis. And volutrauma is by repeated alveolar overdistension from excessive tidal volume. By the excessive tidal volume and repeated overdistension of the alveoli, and atelectasis from recurrent alveolar collapse. So we have to be careful about these two in mechanical ventilation. Then for prevention of for minimizing the atelectasis, we can prevent by the recurrent alveolar severe collapse, and by adjusting the positive and the expiratory pressure and it should be adjusted to minimize the FiO2 and provide adequate PaO2 without causing alveolar overdistension. Then prone positioning. It is found to be useful for increasing the oxygenation. And then other recruitment maneuvers. And that is transiently increase the PEEP to high levels to recruit the atelectatic lung that can increase the oxygenation. Then other lung replacement therapy with ECMO, extracorporeal membrane oxygenation. Then next about the fluid management. Fluid management increase pulmonary vascular permeability leading to interstitial and alveolar edema. Fluid rich in protein is a central feature of ARDS. So in ARDS there will be alveolar edema, and in addition impaired vascular integrity will be there, and there will be increase in extravascular lung water. And so maintaining a low atrial filling pressure minimizes the pulmonary edema. So we have to try to maintain low atrial filling pressure. And this can minimize the pulmonary edema and prevents further decrements in the arterial oxygenation and lung complaints, and this improve the pulmonary mechanism. So IV fluid should be adequately given but not excessively overhydrated, because that can increase the atrial filling pressure, and that can further lead to the pulmonary edema. But we have to be careful not to go into hypotension or hypoperfusion of critical organs like kidneys. Next about the neuromuscular blockade. blockade, sedation, adequate sedation should be given, and early administration of neuromuscular blockade should be done to facilitate mechanical ventilation in severe ARDS. Then about the role of glucocorticoids in ARDS, the many studies or many current evidence does not support the routine use of glucocorticoids in the care of ARDS patients.